Lynn, once again, I'm having so much fun walking around town, and I find you. First of all, just a little introduction so people know who I'm talking with initially here.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Mortimer.
How you doing? How you doing? We have to tell everybody. We go back a little bit. We've met before on a few different interesting projects, but I'm sort of running into you here, and I use that word really for real because we have a few people here that I think I may want to know who they are. Why don't you introduce our guest, so to speak, here for a second?
Okay, would love to. We have right next to me Gail Kislevitz. She is from the board of the North Jersey Masters Running Club, situated up in Bergen County. She's a fabulous runner herself and author of a number of books, and she's been a guest with us at our Essex Running Club meetings before. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
And who's this gentleman right over here?
This is none other than Bart Yasso, who I think is well known in the running community. He's the Chief Executive Running Officer of the Runner's World magazine, which is probably the most famous running magazine out there.
Well, actually, we're having a gathering tonight, and the gathering initially is for a running club or a couple of running clubs. Give me some feedback on that.
This is the Essex Running Club's monthly meeting.
Okay.
We usually have it the first Monday of each month, or if there's a holiday.
Do people run here, or do you guys drive?
Some people probably do.
A little bit of both. I like that. Okay.
And
so this is our sort of like our guest lecture in a sense for tonight.
We have guests each month. We try to speakers, people related to the running industry, from doctors and chiropractors to authors of books.
Everything related to a running concept.
Right. And then we have a little bit of a meeting too.
That's
Talk about
exciting.
what's going on.
You know what?
in the
I think I'm
club.
going to chat with this guy. My first question is, do you like lobster?
Actually, I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, come on!
Not serious.
Are you really?
I really am a vegetarian.
My life on the run, the wit, wisdom, and insights of a road racing icon. Give me a little feedback on where that comes from. Tell me about that, please.
Well, I call me a road racing icon because I go to 40 events a year and have for the past 21 years, literally all over the world.
Let's hear those numbers again. 40 events a year for about 21 years?
Yes.
And you're still smiling.
I am still smiling, and when I travel events, I love it more and more every event.
What's the purpose of this? I mean, this looks like you're on the salt flats here.
Yeah, the purpose of this book is when I go around and talk to groups, I always hear after the end of my talk,
yes,
they want to buy my book. And for the past 21 years, I would say I didn't have a book.
Aha.
Now that has all changed. Now I have my life on the run, so when they say I want to buy your book, they can buy my book.
And you've actually had over these years some interesting experiences, I would say throughout the world on some of your adventures. Is that correct?
Throughout the world would be a good way to put it because I've run on all 7 continents.
Give me one that was, for example, did you ever run into, let's say, a rhino?
Yeah. The rhino is my favorite story because it was actually a test race. This gentleman wanted to do a half marathon in Chippewa Park in Nepal, which happens to be a reserve for tiger and rhinoceros. He knew it was kind of dangerous, so we did a test, and he took me along for the test, and 3 miles into our run, we ran into a rhino, which would not let us pass that point. So when we ran back to where we camped, we ran into about 6 or 7 more rhinos. So he never actually had the race.
But, however, I bet you have a photograph in your book about the rhino.
I do have a photograph.
He does! Look at that! Wait, hold that up. Folks, he
Yeah.
wasn't kidding. He's really experienced these kinds of things. Running, healthy concept, obviously. But the involvement in doing it in all the different areas that you've been doing it, how come?
Well, for me, it's the connective tissue of culture, running, travel, all comes together. And my love for animals.
And you love for animals?
My love for animals. And I spent a lot of time in East Africa. The East Africans are the fastest people in the world. Their culture fascinates me, the animals fascinate me, and the people there fascinate me.
What's it like for you when you get involved with some of your competitions and your running events? What's it like for you?
You know, I'm not as fast as I used to be.
Oh, sure you are. Come on.
I'm not even as close as fast as I used to be. But I don't.
Speed. Speed is the key thing, right?
But the thing I will say is that actually the enjoyment has never left. In over 31 years of running and doing races, I absolutely, even though I run much slower, I enjoy it just as much.
Well, there's obviously a lot of benefits to running besides just speed getting from point A to point B. And that's obviously, I guess, maybe what you want to share with people about racing. When you say wit, wisdom, and insights, what does that mean?
Well, the wit is, it's written from a humorous side. It's not really about running the 26 miles of a marathon. It's really the stories that happen when you run 26 miles in a marathon.
Okay.
And since I'm a humorist, I tell the funny stories that happen when you run 26 miles.
Was the rhino one funny story? Should I ask you if you have another one?
Oh, I got plenty of them.
You want to relate to us?
Sure.
Ladies, would that be okay if I let Bart do that again?
Absolutely.
Give
Bart's
me a
guy.
funny relating story.
Well, these ladies will agree with me. When you run a marathon,
Yeah.
at like 24 miles of a marathon, you literally look terrible. Like you're dehydrated and you look terrible.
I don't think
and
these
people
girls-
on the
these girls
side
would
say
never look that way. I'm sorry.
People on the side say you look great. Every person
They always
cheering you
do.
on tells you look great and you look terrible.
Okay.
When I did a marathon in East Africa, all the young Maasai warrior kids and Tanzanian kids said to me in Swahili, "Poli poli menzungu." Now I didn't understand Swahili well enough to know what they were saying, so the whole race I thought they were telling me that I looked great. And what they were actually telling me, what Poli poli menzungu means in Swahili, is they were telling me I was a very slow white man throughout the entire race.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting, really. What's it like when you get involved with a situation like this? We have a couple of people from running clubs here and you're going to be talking to them. What's it like for you to do that?
You know, this is the thing I love the most, because I want people to be more adventurous with their runs. I want to expose them to what's really out there.
Okay.
And most of the races that I cover in this book, people do not even know exist.
Wow.
So once I expose them to races on all 7 continents and the crazy places that I've done, the lifestyle I led just because I started running 31 years ago. I have a title of Chief Running Officer of Runner's World magazine. I was able to run on all 7 continents, meet some of the greatest people in the world that have overcome some things you cannot imagine.
It sounds like
and
you're
that's
on
my
an
favorite part.
It sounds like you're on an adventure almost all the time, like maybe even some hot places like Death Valley, for example.
I did a 146-mile race across Death Valley
Come
in
on.
the month of July.
You probably even rode across the country on a bike.
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
I
When
can't
I
believe that.
rode cross country, first time I did it on my bike, when I finished, if I had the vacation, I would have started all over again.
Oh,
but I didn't
wow,
have
that's
the vacation. So I waited another year till I had enough vacation.
So you can do that. How about another question? How do you feel with a guy with a hat and a camera standing in front of you talking to you?
I love it.
You're okay with that, okay?
You're going to spread the word on.
We're going to spread the word about you.
About-
And I think that actually the suggestion and the idea of running is positive on so many levels. And perhaps somewhere in the future, author of 5 books related to the field, we might have a chance to chat with you as well. But the running club, that concept of bringing runners together, I think is really strong.
Yes.
And this is kind of an event to have a special person come by and chat with them is really kind of unique. How do you feel putting
This
this
is a
together?
special event.
It's a special
It was
event.
when we had Gail. It is now with Bart. We've had Catherine Switzer and Roger Robinson here. We've
Wow.
really had some great guests, and
Very unique.
it's wonderful. You learn so much from your fellow runners, and you enjoy the social aspect.
Well, I'm glad I just happened to be running by and stopped in to visit our good friends here at Church Street Kitchen because they have some wonderful activities going on here. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
Good luck with all your endeavors.
Oh, thank you
and
so much.
watch out for wild animals on your next excursion, perhaps.
Yeah.
You folks, we're going to go out and visit some more people. So I want everybody to stay with me as Inside Montclair does continue.